Gentlemen and ladies, it's my pleasure to announce that Smooth Sack Summer is officially upon us. When you're playing in the summer sun, make sure you're groomed from pubes to bum. Thanks to our friends at Manscaped, you can make this season your smoothest yet. The Performance Package 5.0 Ultra is the ultimate bundle to keep your boys downstairs cool while looking hot. Join the 10 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with our exclusive offer. Get 20% off plus free shipping when you go to manscaped.com and use the code Bourbon Hunters. Summertime and the trimming is easy. On this episode, Dude, Tyler, and JD revisit and taste through Tyler's reject bottles to find out if they really were as bad as he remembers. Find out what we drank and what we thought on this episode of The Bourbon Hunters. Have you thought about supporting our podcast? Head on over to our website at www.bourbonhunters.com where you can by picking up one of our Kinsey Drams or ordering from our partners over at manscaped.com. Thank you for taking time out of your day to join us on our hunt for great bourbon. Reward yourself and sit back, grab a pour, kick up your feet, and enjoy. Welcome to another episode of the Bourbon Hunters. I am Dude Pool. I'm joined by
Tyler Schaefer.
Whoa! And
JD Fritches.
All right, look at that. We are Brett free, and we are
Since
going to have.
93?
Well, I don't think it's been that long. I don't even know that is he even that old? It's probably
He's
close.
40.
Yeah, I guess he is.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
Yeah, I made shirts for someone that said that, and then it said they all said he's a man, he's 40. And then his shirt said, "I'm 40."
Awesome.
That's pretty funny.
I guess that is.
You know what
Yes,
that's.
it's fine.
You know who
the
said
Oklahoma
that, right?
State coach.
Yeah,
guy.
Mike Gundy.
Yeah, Gundy.
Gundy, yeah. All right. So today, Tyler has moved into his new house, and apparently he's just trying to get rid of some shit bourbons.
So I've realized that I have probably 20 bottles that probably never going to crack into. Because I have a lot of daily drinker stuff that are going to be better
You say
than
never
this.
cracked?
4 of these have been opened
Yes, and
out of the 5 you brought.
yes, and they're
never touched
literally
again.
never touched again.
Now, give us some background. Is it because you didn't like
So
them?
so I think one of these I didn't like. I don't remember. The other ones I honestly, it's been so long I don't remember the taste on quite literally any of these. Jillian signed me up for a monthly bourbon subscription in the past, and I think that's
It was
where
like
most
2020,
of
I think.
yeah, it was like
Really
4
early.
years.
You were pretty excited about it because we were talking about it on the first trail we went on. She was getting that for you for Christmas or
Yes.
something like that. And so I think you started it in 2020.
Yes. Which is actually a great idea if like Jason did that, was part of his thing. You just got a bottle a month.
Yeah, I could see that. But
but
the
you
stuff
would-
he's getting is generally $100.
Correct.
More or, around
So, like,
$100
you're-
adjacent,
yeah.
70 to 120 to
So,
whatever.
I mean, this was like $100 a month.
Have you seen the OPA subscription?
No.
You can subscribe, and then every month you get 3 sample single barrels picked by OPA.
Ooh,
But you
that's
just
not
go
bad.
there and sample
You,
at the bar.
you pick them up and take them home.
Oh, so they put them in a
Yeah.
sample bottle.
Mhm.
Is it expensive?
I can't remember, but it was limited availability.
That's not bad.
But it was
Well,
a
it
really
would
cool
need to be,
idea.
but yeah, that's a
So
decent way to do it.
I don't know what we want to call this theme because it's not necessarily bad whiskeys.
Okay. All right. Well,
We'll
keep
figure
in
that
mind.
out.
Let's keep that in mind.
They're not necessarily cheap whiskeys.
Yeah.
And they're just
Craft.
unknown craft. Now, this has been getting a lot of talks, this Koval.
Yeah.
Like,
that's
it's,
an up and coming.
but I did
Although I
not.
haven't
I
heard
don't,
much of them recently.
I don't love it from what I remember. I did not love it.
Well,
I've heard of laws.
yeah. So
Yeah,
then we
Laws
have
is that's a decent.
we
one.
have Solera. So we have a Koval single barrel bourbon whiskey distilled in Chicago. It is like low 90s percentile. Can't math right now.
It's on the front of the bottom, right there. Low,
Yep.
little rating.
47%.
47%.
47%. What does that come out to? 94?
4.
94.
Now we're doing math.
This is fun.
So we'll go back through these a little bit more. Then I have Solera Bourbon, small batch. That is a 92%.
No. Proof.
Sorry.
Yes.
92%.
That's a small batch. Then we have Cast Strength by Black Button Distilling.
That's the one that's not open, right? Or
Yes, that's not opened. Then we have 80
Watch that be a
Laws 4-grain straight bourbon. That's right around 47, or that's 94 proof.
I'm so glad that you're not the host.
Yep.
He did one episode, remember?
This is exciting. I do not remember that.
And then we have New Holland
That's in Michigan.
Zeppelin blend.
Oh, cool. I got a Zeppelin.
This is straight malt whiskey. So,
All right. Well, straight malt whiskey. That's going to taste like dirty diaper tap water.
so needless to
Great.
say, we have a list of the non-who's who's.
Yeah, the opposite of who's who's. All right.
What do you
well,
wanna
just fucking
start
surprise me. I mean, I go
Would these
from
be
low to
redheaded
high.
stepchildren?
Go to from low to high. You got a thing about redheads, don't you?
No.
So I don't know what's
So
going on here.
we'll do the unopened cast strength last.
Yeah. So start with something, anything. Let's just
I'll
get
do
this
the small.
nonsense over. So just to give a little backstory here, we've been coming up with episode ideas, and Tyler's like, oh, you know what? I've got a whole bunch of stuff that I'm probably never going to drink that I could bring for an episode of Not Good Bourbon, and I'm just like, well, I guess that's an episode.
Yeah, why not?
But you know what? Let's do
Well,
it.
I mean, we want to make our viewers aware of
What not to buy.
what not to buy, and especially new stuff that's going to pop up of like, is this any good? You know?
Cheddar?
All right, so this is what? Oppidan?
Oppenheimer?
Opadan?
Opadan.
I think it's 2 P's, so it's probably Oppa.
That's malty.
It's very malty.
And it is a bourbon whiskey finished in French oak and Oloroso cherry cask.
Jesus, Bethany. Can I have that bottle? Can I have that bottle there hooked on phonics?
It worked for you.
All right. God. Didn't work for him. That's the problem. All right. So Solera, this is a Solera bourbon, so that's good.
Oh.
That can only make it better. They're from Wheeling, Illinois, and their website is oppidanspirits.com or Oppidan. It's OPPIDAN spirits.com. Distilled and bottled by
You
them.
down with OPP?
Not us, apparently. Not this OPP. I'm going to tell you right out of the gates, I get shit on the nose. I get like burnt tire on the nose. So it does smell like malt whiskey to me. Burnt tire on the nose.
Is it a malted whiskey though?
It doesn't say it is, but it's sure as shit smells like one to me.
No, it's not.
What's the mash bill?
I thought it was on the back.
Oh, okay. Here it is. Yeah, it's 60% trash, 20% burnt tires. Oh, I was right.
Hey.
And then
Firestone?
and then 20% malted barley. Yeah. It doesn't have the doesn't that I can see.
There's another side.
Is there another side?
No, there
It's
is another
round.
side.
It's round. Are there sides?
Yeah, like I said, I don't see it.
Okay.
I already looked at that side.
So the other idea
that was
that
the government warning, unless the mash bill is buried in there somewhere.
yeah, the other idea of a podcast night is I have quite a bit of bottles that I might have 4 pours left.
I'm guessing by how this smells, and it doesn't say straight bourbon whiskey, that it's less than. Well, it would have to tell you how old it was if it was less than 2 years.
I thought it said on there. I thought it said the age.
Was it aged in a barrel?
Oh, here we go. Hold on. It just says 5 grain. It's a 5 grain. What the fuck? 5 grain? Bourbon reinvented with an aging process that includes traditional American oak, French oak, and Spanish Oloroso. That's how you say that. Sherry casks. A complex and unique take on American tradition. Batch number 19. And that's the only
Is that
thing
the one
says.
from New York?
Holy shit, Tyler. I already said it's from Illinois.
Oh, okay.
Wheeling,
Illinois.
Oh, it should be wheeling its way
All right,
out
we
of
got to
here.
give these our best effort.
I know, but it smells like horse shit.
Someone's gonna hit us up and say thanks for trashing the bourbon.
I don't care. This smells terrible.
Yeah,
it smells
we-
like a burnt tire.
We need to
does.
be honest.
So it smells really young.
It smells young. I think it is young, and I think they tried to cover that
with
finishing a French oak and Oloroso sherry finish.
I'd rather a little Neil Young right now.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Oh, he's diving in. I'm
Yeah,
scared.
I'm actually scared. I, honest to God, I don't generally shy away, but this is giving me PTSD back to that fucking malt liquor in your face. Is not making it any better. It's not making me want to drink it. God, hopefully this is the worst thing we have tonight.
At least it's not on video.
What a great episode. We're just drinking
I know.
shit.
And people are getting to hear us actually find the trash stuff. Yeah. Oh, God. Here we go. I'm going in. But I, honest to God, I have PTSD from the smell of
aftertaste
this.
is not great.
I thought you were going to say it was pretty decent.
The finish is killer.
You were so you were so positive. You said the aftertaste is not great. All right, here I go. Well, oh yeah, the finish. Okay.
Oh.
It was good until the finish. Like I actually had there was a malted chocolate kind of
Yeah,
on
I
the
get
back
that.
of the tongue.
I get the chocolate.
And then it turned to trash water in the back of my mouth.
So give it. I know this is hard, but give it a second sip.
So
because the malted chocolate comes out more.
It turns into flat carnation.
Well, let me tell you this.
Like it's been sitting on the counter for a day.
So initially, it was pleasing to the tongue.
Yeah, you get the French oak.
First drink.
I got the sherry.
Yeah, the
Oloroso.
sherry, and then I got a finish of malted chocolate on the back.
The nice chocolate in the middle.
It was, and then after that, it turned into trash water, and I felt like I immediately had morning breath.
So
yeah, like you smoked a cigar and you woke up.
Yeah, and I just woke up the
yeah.
next day after smoking a cigar.
So
that's what it tasted like.
So this is like your kids went trick or treating 3 years ago, and you found the bag of candy.
Oh,
Yeah,
hey,
you're right.
where'd
Ooh,
this candy come from?
That's a great call.
He's been one-upping me for 2 episodes in a row now. I had some great calls on the last episode, and he one-upped me with his fucking description.
That's great.
3-year-old
Halloween
candy.
fucking Halloween Hershey's.
That's turned. If it's possible for chocolate to turn. It's
So you open it, and the
Halloween
cocoa
candy that's
butter
turned.
is separated.
homogenized. Is that?
It's all on the outside. You see the cocoa butter, and it looks like alopecia candy.
Alopecia. Yeah, the second drink wasn't any better, Tyler. Thanks for getting me to take another fucking sip.
It doesn't get better.
Oh, not to me. I think it was actually worse.
Third sip is the worst. Third sip is the worst.
Third sip. I thought the second sip was worse.
Oh.
Didn't you? There was nothing in the second sip that would make me want to take a third sip. What are you doing to us? if this is what the sign of what's to come the rest of the time, I can't even think. Honest to God, I think I may have had a stroke.
I almost got sick on that one.
I may have had a stroke.
I thought I might. Is there a neighborhood dumpster? Because I might leave these.
We can take it to the gym dumpster.
I don't think you could.
You know what? We can take him and put him in Aaron's
please
bourbon collection
do.
and see if he starts pulling a bottle out once in a while. He's like, "Oh, I wonder what this is. I don't remember this."
Does he actually go up there and drink?
He'll grab a bottle from time to time. He doesn't usually drink from up there.
There's 2 homeless people outside Kroger in Galloway.
They would not drink this.
Okay, so
They would probably Molotov cocktail your car.
so the first one you're gonna give a 3.
Up it, man.
Yes. I'm giving
So the first one,
I'm giving
yes,
the first one.
one's
Out
a
of
3.
10.
Yeah.
Out of 10.
The first one's a 3.
The first one's a 3. I have to have my
You have to. You have to be at a 3.
You're such a dick. That's the whole reason. Yes, that's the whole reason he brought this shit is to make me give it the first one. He knew all along that he was going to.
I can't wait until
Hey, we can go back and change it.
Yeah, we can. That's always been my argument.
I'm gonna.
This is
They're
absolutely
gonna be so pumped that they got a 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5 says the Bourbon Hunters.
Yeah. The Bourbon Hunters give it a 3 out of 5.
This is gonna make our last one brilliant. And
Oh my God! Honest to God, I feel like I need to go brush my teeth.
should we go single malt next?
Do any of you carry scope with you? God.
All right,
3.
yeah, we should do the single malt.
Oh God, yeah. Let's keep the trash coming. Jesus. So hey, while he's pouring this out,
Have you ever driven down 71?
Oh God, yeah, the trash dump.
No,
so
it's
wait,
down
wait, hold on.
71 towards Grove City.
Yeah, so hold on, listen to this. My son got laid off from the plumbing thing he was doing, and was doing some side jobs with a friend of his from high school.
Ooh, that's a lot.
And that friend, one of his one of his side jobs was to haul away junk, and they had to go to that. And he was like, "Oh my God, Dad! It was like one of the most grossest things I've ever smelled in my whole life." I'm like, well, "Try golfing at the what was it, Phoenix? Did you ever golf at Phoenix? It was built on top of an old. It used to be." Like the previous hill that was, it was one of those. It was a trash, and they had pipe vents coming out of the course to allow the methane to escape from as it's decomposing.
Don't light a cigar.
But have you ever? I don't think Phoenix exists anymore. But have you ever heard of Phoenix Golf Course? Mm-mm. It was over there in that same area, like 270 south of 270 area, and it was a former trash dump. But hey, little bit of housekeeping here, guys. On our Old Forester pick that we did, we are already at 162 reserved bottles potentially. I had told everyone after 150 it's waitlisted. If you request a bottle now, you are immediately waitlisted. We don't have the dump details,
but there's a good chance
that we don't have the dump details yet for the bottle yield. But yes, JD, as you said, because it's 100 proof, the likelihood of it being less than 200 bottles is pretty low.
Yeah.
But again, I don't know if it's a short barrel. It wasn't told to us that it was a short barrel, and they would have told us that, I think, as we were tasting it. Usually they do. But that being said, until we get the full yield, everyone else is going to be waitlisted.
Are we going to have any sort of heads up, or is it like, hey, your barrel is going to be at Giant Eagle next week?
No, we're going to get a heads up. I've already talked to Jeff about it. He said from Old Forester, or from Brown Foreman, I should say. He told me that as soon as he gets information on it, he said they're probably a couple weeks away from dumping it. Yeah. And then once they dump it, it has to go through bottling, distribution, then delivery to OHLQ.
Do we have a price on it?
Then has to. Well, yeah. I mean, it's the OHLQ price, but that includes we have to include tax and sticker cost.
Yeah.
So I told people to bank on around $60 a bottle.
Sure. Cool.
So,
all right.
But that's our big thing. The other thing is Manscaped. You guys helped us out. We are in the beginnings of starting a long-term partnership with Manscaped. So continue using the code Bourbon Hunters for 20% off and free shipping to get your Manscaped products. That's off your entire order, and you get the free shipping on that as well. You got Father's Day coming around the corner.
Ooh, yeah.
And so, Tyler, tell us your experience with Manscaped.
Ooh, this is a good one.
So hold on. Before I tell you, understand, if anyone's listening, that Tyler's the one of us that just doesn't understand things sometimes. So go ahead.
Yes. Sometimes.
Well,
most of the
times.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
So I thought Manscaped, and it turns out they do, but I thought it had products for your whole body. I thought the term Manscaped was just grooming for men.
Anywhere you wanted to cut
Correct.
hair. Sure.
So I grabbed their
Lawnmower 5.0.
Their Lawnmower 5.0. And first thing is, I'm not a hairy person, quite literally at all. So it'd been some time after maybe you guys had used it, and it was, my turn to give it a go. And I used it on my face. And I was just like, this thing sucks. But it turns out it's not made for your face.
No,
not
the lawnmower.
Because I went downstairs, and there is zero chance you'll cut yourself.
And by downstairs, he didn't mean into the basement. He meant downstairs on his body.
Yeah. There's zero chance you'll cut yourself. And that in itself was fantastic. Worth every penny.
You should get in line for Dude to do it for you next time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see? I helped Brad out the other day. Did you see the video I put? Okay.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. And I had Jensen there just to make sure that there was no funny business going on. So she was the arbiter.
She didn't look impressed.
No, she was. Did you not hear her? She said, "Yeah, it looks good."
Yep.
Because I did a nice design. Did a little thunderbolt. All right. So this is Zeppelin Bend, New Holland Artisan Spirits. I've actually heard of New Holland. So
beer, craft beer.
Is that what it is?
Up in Michigan.
Okay, New Holland. Yeah, distilled in Holland, Michigan.
By the way, if you're looking for a vacation,
Holland's awesome.
Holland's a nice little spot up there.
I do like their tagline that says, "The spirited life deserves a spirited drink." That's cool. I mean, that's good. This is New Holland Artisan Spirits. It says it's dedicated to discovering artful nuances in the distilling process while delivering unique and interesting spirits in their most tasteful form. proud distillers of whiskey, rum, gin, vodka, and brandy. And this is a single malt whiskey. And or straight malt whiskey is actually what it says. It doesn't say single. Sorry, my fault. It also says Zeppelin Bend is a culmination of New Holland's brewing roots and a growing passion for distilling. A straight malt whiskey, it begins with a brewer's mash, coaxing sugars from malted barley into a liquid wash. This wash is twice distilled and aged in new American oak with a heavy char. Notes of vanilla and clove arise from the slightly caramelized spirit, leading to a classic American oak finish. This is, as we said, Holland, Michigan, and the proof is 90 and 45% alcohol by volume. Pretty decent little logo. I do like the Zeppelin with the ropes. Look like it's being tied down. Pretty decent little logo there. So
Sure.
what do you guys get on the nose?
All right.
We got another malt whiskey. So
It's actually not offensive.
oh, the nose is
Ooh.
actually not too bad. I actually enjoy this nose. It's I
I get a lot of like apple.
I did get a fruit. There's
Like
a
a
crispness
Granny
at the end of
Smith.
it, but I get like a chocolate malt and then a crisp like fruit type of finish to the nose, if that makes sense. Like the first thing as I'm getting close to it, I smell like a malted chocolate, and then as I get my nose in further, it's apple or pear or something.
Like a very light, crisp apple.
All right, this
You
isn't
dive
too
in?
bad. Yeah,
Okay.
this isn't too bad. I can handle this. This is much better than what we just had.
Yeah.
This has a very crisp, fruit-forward tongue.
Doesn't make me want to vomit.
No, that's a step up, right?
Yeah.
I felt like this. It might be a little thin on the actual viscosity, but it has a lot of flavor to it.
I don't know that it is, but there's some nice legs.
Yeah, no, I mean, I
She's
don't
got legs.
don't do that ever again. No, but you're right. It does have a really good presence on the glass, which is kind of interesting. And maybe I'll think it has better viscosity as I drink some more of it. But I thought the flavor coming out of it's not bad at all. It's this isn't probably anything I'm just going to pick off the shelf and start drinking for the night because this sounds good. But if someone gave me this, I could finish a glass and not feel like I'm going to puke it up.
Yeah. There is just something with it, and maybe it's just the malt that I don't love in general.
I'm the same way with most malted things. I'm not a big fan of malted whiskeys for that reason.
You like the High West, High Country.
Yeah, but that was an exception for me, and I even said that I believe on the podcast. I'm not a big malted whiskey guy, which is funny because I like malted barley in my bourbons and stuff. But
Kind of grapey.
Yeah, it's super fruity.
there's a fruitiness to it for sure.
Sure.
I'd be interested to hear what the actual mash bill is, but this is not bad. I could drink this. If someone gave me this, I'm not gonna not finish it. You know what I mean?
Tell you what, I'll take this over that.
Oh
Yeah.
God, yeah. This is easily
This at 5.
a 3.5.
Yeah.
Well, if that's a 3, then a jump to 3.5 in this scale is tremendous. So that's a
Okay.
huge jump. Just saying.
That's why the scale is so flawed. You have
It's
to
not
give number
flawed.
1 a 3.
Yeah, just,
And then-
just to set the baseline. It's only for this tasting. It's not my the Bourbon Hunters gives this a 3.0. That's not my rating. It's my rating in this blind. It's my baseline. It's the first one. If we would have done Stag first, I would have given it a 3.
And then you curve it.
And then if everything else comes in under it, then it's under it. 2, 1,
Doesn't make
1.5.
sense.
Tyler's having a little trouble
Doesn't make
with
sense
the
to
curve.
you.
Yeah.
And you always talk about how it's not in the middle of 5, but I'm not going to give anything a 0. So it is in the middle. 1, 2, 4, 5.
I think before
Three's
the
in the
night's
middle.
over, something might get a 0.
Yeah, I mean
Maybe.
that Oppidan, if it was on its own non-taste against other things, and I had to rate it, probably a 0. Might be a -2.
Yeah.
Negative
Might be a
3
negative
baseline.
Yeah, -3.
Oh boy.
-3. That's great.
All right.
All right, let's move on to the next thing. What do you choose? You're the driver tonight, Tyler.
The Koval.
All
Let's
right,
do the Koval.
start pouring it out, buddy. You're in control of this mess. So far, I mean, we're batting 500. I mean, we had a decent one. I know we had.
I finished that one.
I didn't just because I'm leaving room.
All these have synthetic corks, which
Doesn't bother me.
I know, it just makes it a fucking bitch.
That means you can store them on their sides usually
That's a dark cork.
for a dark liquid. So this is the Koval.
Cobal?
whatever.
Cobal?
Caval.
Once you're done pouring that out, let me have the bottle and I'll introduce it since Hooked on Phonics did not work for you.
There's not much on this one.
On the bottle?
Yeah.
That's fine. All right. So very simple front label that just says Koval single barrel bourbon whiskey distilled in Chicago. 47% alcohol by volume, 750 milliliter bottle. It's a very, very simple label that's just square and it's green with a red outline and then
Very forgettable.
yeah, I mean it's simplistic and I think it's trying to do that. The bottom of the bottle looks like an ashtray.
Oh. It's not one Trina would buy.
No. I don't know what that means.
She's a bottle.
Oh, the bottle. I thought you meant the
Yeah.
ashtray. I was
No.
like, she doesn't smoke, so that's not. I mean, you know.
The bottle.
Yeah, gotcha now. This is barrel number 4C4J9K, which is a weird number, but okay.
That's a weird news.
Distilled from 100% grains, aged under 4 years. 100% grains. Well, good to hear, because I'm not sure what else you would distill it as if it is a bourbon whiskey.
Dirty
So,
diaper trash water.
I mean, but if it's going to be a bourbon whiskey, it has to be 100% grains. And it has to be over 50%
like
corn.
mothballs.
Mothballs? Like the good mothballs?
It's just
Oh, it does. And it smells like a rubberized mothball.
so like my
There's actually not a burnt rubber, but like a rubber. Like, let's just say you took off your gloves that you had to wear while you were handling something, and you smelled your hands. That's what I'm getting on the nose.
like my grandparents.
You know what I'm talking about? Oh no! Like you just got done blowing up a balloon.
Yeah,
That smell. That's what the smell is.
Yep.
You get it?
Yeah.
That's what it is, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
It's
an
very
inflatable
rubbery.
toy.
Hey, one up me on that one.
Inflatable toy.
I'm good with that.
It's like dude's inflatable
I
doll.
it just made me like my grandparents had a summer cottage on a lake and they put mothballs all over the place when they weren't
Oh,
there.
yeah. Right.
And I'd
You have
walk
to.
into it and it's just like it's like that stale.
It smells like an old person's house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is that kind of what I got. But
Yeah.
I like your description of the inflatable.
I get yours too. Like I didn't say inflatable. You guys did. I said balloon.
So rubber.
He made it into some sexual thing.
Leather.
All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and drink this. Tyler's face is not making it. His lips just turned blue.
You like it?
He doesn't like it. He's
Go ahead. Have
He's
a
trying not to gag. Look at his face. All right, I'm going in. Here we go.
Okay.
It tastes like a balloon. It tastes like a balloon. Oh my god, this is terrible. It's burning everything that you shouldn't have burn in your mouth. Oh my god.
It's somehow worse than the first one.
It's worse than the smell.
I don't know.
Oh no, that's worse than the first one. That burned everything in my mouth that could be. I've never had something taste so hot in my life that's only 97 proof or whatever it was.
Who batched that and then said it's perfect?
Who batched that and said, I want to
hold
put
on.
my name behind this?
It's funny you asked that. On my phone, I have the recording of the master distiller when he decided to go with this. Well, I think that's the best we're going to get. That was directly from the archives.
Can it get any better? I don't know.
God, that is terrible. Who is trying to sell this? And I mean, at some point, try to dress up the bottle so people want to buy it.
Hey, second sip has got to be better.
Like,
At
it's almost
least
like
Willet has a cool bottle.
But it's almost like they tasted it and gave up. And they're like, well, I mean, what are we going to do with this?
At least
slap some shitty ass label on it and see if we can sell it.
At least pot still has a cool looking bottle, you know?
Right, but that's what I'm saying. It's almost like they just gave up. Like, knew that what they were making is absolute dog shit and didn't even try to put it in a nice glass.
We can't
or
lose it.
Put a nice label to try to get, because they knew it was going to be a scam if they sold it to people looking
They
nice.
should have double oaked it.
This should be the truth in advertising. If you have a label that looks like this is what your stuff should taste like. And you should only be able to use a nice label after you've gotten sign off.
This one?
Like after you've gotten sign off from like the consumer that it's worthy of a nice label.
Yeah.
That's how it should work. It should be crowd-funded labeling or crowd-approved labeling.
Crowd approved.
Let's fresh crack the other one.
Oh yeah, please. Let's get this taste out of our.
Second sip's got to be better.
No, it's you have fun with it.
Yeah,
have fun.
I'm not diving
Oh,
in for. I'm not
man.
diving
I don't
in
even
for
know
a
why you would even
second.
try.
It's quite literally the only thing that I've never had a second sip of. Just to be
Well,
like, do I really?
I think we're learning from our previous mistakes.
Yeah.
That's what the problem is.
Tyler, what are you going to do with
In
I don't
hindsight-
know what am I burn them like.
Yeah, I don't know that they'll even burn. In hindsight, I think there are plenty of things I would have never had a second sip of, but I just thought, oh, yeah, it's got to be better the second sip.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So the next one is.
But
Law's
we know
4
for a
grain
fact
straight
that
bourbon.
doesn't need a second sip. There's
Oh,
nothing
yeah,
about
there's,
that.
There was
that's-
nothing appealing about that whatsoever.
You know what's crazy? There's like no caramel, no vanilla, no butterscotch.
It tasted like
no
straight up
nothing.
balloon.
Yeah,
Like I had a balloon in my mouth to try to like soften it up before I blew it up and put the entire balloon in my mouth. That's what it tasted like.
Do you think like they were having a party when they were filling the barrels and then a balloon went in there?
Maybe. Or maybe they filtered it with a balloon.
You do not want to be on this episode. If
Maybe they filtered
if you're
it with a balloon.
Distillery, you
Well,
do
hold
not.
on. New Holland was
Yeah.
decent.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's fair.
that
Right
single
now,
malt.
right now it tastes
Golly,
like
that's like
freaking,
a George T. Stagg right now.
Comparatively.
So that's a nice hefty bottle.
Yeah, that's a nice bottle.
Good
And I've
label.
heard good things about this company. I've
Okay.
heard good things about Laws.
I don't know where I got that
Everlasting
bottle from.
gobstopper on the
So this is
nose.
AD Laws 4 grain straight bourbon whiskey. This is batch number 18, 47.5% alcohol. It is 4 grain straight bourbon. So and they spell whiskey the American way with an E, which is nice. Some places don't do
This
that, and
is-
I get why they don't. But
This list is like the stuff that your
this
cousins
doesn't smell
get
good.
you for. They know you like
Because-
bourbon.
yeah, and
and
they
they
just
pick
see-
something up,
yeah.
and they're like, "I didn't know, about
never
this,
really
and
heard of
I
this."
thought you might like it." It's like,
And then you try it and you say, maybe you should ask for a reference.
All right, to be
Yeah.
fair, I'm going to read off the label. A great whiskey, like a great story, is meant to be shared amongst friends. Unfortunately, this is not one of them. No, I said that part. It doesn't actually say that, but it should. At Law's Whiskey House, our whiskey is our story. Handcrafted from grain to bottle in Colorado and aged at least 2 years. Every bottle of 4 grain straight bourbon is made from the right ingredients, the right process, and the right people. There are no shortcuts. I believe with one taste, you'll understand why. So this is going to be an example of what shortcuts do. Is that what the label's saying?
One taste. Everybody knows the rules.
Did you hear what I just said?
No.
They just said that there are no shortcuts. I believe with one taste, you'll understand why. I think they're telling us that they took shortcuts.
Yeah, maybe.
If you want good
Please
taste,
don't assume that we did take
yeah,
shortcuts.
please don't assume
didn't.
we didn't take shortcuts.
I mean, I
You'll know.
kind of
You'll know
feel.
which it was when you taste it, is what they're saying.
I kind of feel like if you share this among friends, it's going to make you fight.
I think you wouldn't be friends anymore. Yeah, this is bad. This is not good. This is more of the same of what we've been having. So what I'm starting to think is whoever curated this bottle club probably had a malt whiskey palate, because I feel like all of these so far have had a malt whiskey-ish kind of flavor to them, and it's not good. None of these are.
so this is.
not good.
Do I like this better than the Zeppelin though?
This is the
No.
no, you don't.
Whoa.
This is the second best of the group, but that's not saying much.
Okay.
Because the Zeppelin was way, 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 way better than the other two, and this falls somewhere in between those.
So if
Not
you,
good, but not horrible either.
if you want to experience
Wow.
Tourette's, try some of these whiskeys.
Yeah, I think if you drink a full glass of any one of these, you will be experiencing.
I mean, call me Shania Twain, but this don't impress me much.
oh my God, you've been sitting on that one for like a week, haven't you?
No.
Oh, Jesus, Bethany. Did the room clear out? He meant presents. You shouldn't have brought presents. Oh, did I fart?
Oh, this fucking pulled off.
Is Rusty still in the Navy?
She's a Butte Clark.
Don't throw me down, Clark.
All right, on
It's
to
not
the.
every day that someone moves into a new house.
I'm just waiting for one of these to be the moment when like he connects the electrical wires and yeah, hallelujah.
Well, we only have one left for that to happen.
Ugh.
And you know what this is going to do for that surprise?
We got
one?
two, but it's gonna make that.
It's going to make that one taste like freaking gold
Golly.
medal.
I don't know.
This is probably the least I've ever drank on an episode so far.
Yeah.
And
we're happy
on-
to dump all of
and
this
we're
out.
on our fifth.
There is an Elijah Craig right behind us.
We are on our fifth. That's Brett's.
Well, he did not have the Weller Full Proof, so I think we should.
I haven't opened that.
I know. I'm saying I think we should
It's not open yet.
open it and give him some.
I have an open foolproof already.
Oh man.
Is that the new one?
No, he just took a second drink of the lulls like a dumbass.
Oh, okay.
It's like you're at a
he
Right,
hasn't
dude.
learned from our
so
mistakes yet.
you're at a
Introduce
pancake.
this. All right.
You're at a pancake house and they've reused the syrup for like 5 days.
You're at a pancake house and they serve you trash.
Dirty diaper trash water.
You're at a Waffle House and they dropped your food on the floor.
It probably happened.
and then replaced it.
Have you seen the
trash.
people that work there? Yeah. So, okay, we brought up Waffle House. Wife and I went to Kentucky. We were staying in George.
Is this a long story?
No, we were staying over close to where Jay Mattingly was, Bourbon 30, George.
The new place or the old?
No, the old
The old
location.
one, okay.
So we went
Closer to
to
Lexington.
the Waffle House because we could walk there from the hotel. And this was in the evening. We're gonna get. I'm like, ooh. Our waitress walked over and she literally had no teeth, but half of the 2 front teeth on the bottom. And
Amazing.
So she didn't even have Spice Girls teeth.
no. And she called me honey, and I lost my appetite so fast.
I've only lost my appetite one time ever.
She must have been on meth.
Yeah, probably. Sounds like it. Or recovering.
Ugh.
No, honestly, I've only lost my appetite one time ever, and we were at Louis' Fusion Grill over here on Cemetery, and my son was like, I don't know, 8 years old, 7 years old, something like that. Probably 5 or 6, now that I think about it. So he's like 5 or 6 years old. We go sit down. He's like, Dad, I've got to poop. I'm like, oh, okay, all right. So he goes and poops. He's at the age where he can go in by himself, so we let him do that. He comes back out, and his mom's like, did you wash your hands? And he's like, yes. And she goes, show your dad. And so he puts his hands up to my fucking face, and I could smell straight shit. And I about puked on the spot.
It's like he wiped his butt crack.
That's what I said. Did you even use toilet paper?
He Officer Doofy you. Smell this.
Dude, what a great story.
Oh, that's my
I
butthole.
immediately lost my appetite. Did not eat dinner. I was so excited to eat there because I love that place. I was so excited to eat there. Lost my appetite. Didn't eat the rest of the night. It actually turned my stomach. So I had to drag him back into the fucking bathroom and have him wash his hands. Like, I honest to God don't even know if he used toilet paper. Like, if he just wiped his ass with his hand. Or he shit into his hand and threw it in the trash can or something. I don't know. But it, like, there was no doubt that the shit had made contact with his hand. Because it smelled
Why
like
did you
straight...
like?
I didn't
Whose
go in to
idea
sniff
was it to make you sniff his hand?
He was sitting beside me, and my wife was beside me, and she's like, check his hands.
What
And so
I would be like, go fuck yourself. You check his hands.
before I even had a chance to say yes or no, his hand was in my face. To like prove that he washed his hands. And I know back then how he would wash his hands. He would turn on the water, get his hand under the water, and then turn the water off. That's all he would do. And before I had a chance to object to this method of testing, it was in my face, and I smelled it. I couldn't. All right, so here we go. Listen,
He Officer Doofied you.
whatever.
Have you seen that?
The adults are talking now. Black Button Distilling is the name of this last one. Cast strength straight bourbon whiskey. Distilled from what? NYS corn? Nice corn? Never heard of that, but whatever. Wheat, rye, and malted barley. So this is some sort of 4-grain. 55.1% alcohol by volume, so 110.2 proof. Batch number 3. And it has a fake signature of Jason Barrett, the founder and master distiller. All right, so what do you get on the nose? And I'll read the back of this bottle.
Paint thinner.
This smells better than most of the stuff we've had tonight. I mean, I'm not saying, but
That Zeppelin was still the number one.
I said better than.
Yeah. Okay.
Since 1922, my family's button factory has provided some of the finest men's suit buttons available. For 4 generations, these buttons put off a liquid that we have now casked and put into bottles.
You sold me on the buttons. I'll take the buttons.
My grandfather, Benjamin Button, I'm just kidding. None of what I just said is true, except for the since 1922, my family's button factory has provided some of the finest men's suits buttons available. For 4 generations, these buttons have closed high-quality suits worn by presidents, popes, kings, and businessmen the world over. My name is Jason Barrett, and it is my family's commitment to making an excellent product that inspired me to start Black Button Distilling. As a licensed farm distillery, Black Button Distilling is dedicated to preserving New York State's rich agricultural heritage and reputation for quality manufacturing. We use over 90% New York State grown, that's what NYS is, New York State grown ingredients, which is the reason for the superior quality evident in every bottle of Black Button's handcrafted small batch spirits.
Careful with the quality.
So it says, straight and uncut from the oak barrel, our cask strength bourbon is as true to old world style as whiskey gets. Distilled from 60% corn, 20% wheat, 9% rye, and 11% malted barley.
4 grain.
I already said that. This is a rare, smooth sipping treat for fine whiskey connoisseurs. Unfiltered to provide you with true and authentic flavor. Aged at least 2 years. So, you have Tylered me twice tonight.
I did.
And
I think I nosed it and just blacked out.
that might be what happened. So you think paint thinner on the nose. I don't think it smells like paint thinner. But it does have some sort of acetone underlying type of thing.
Acetone's closer. I feel like I would go here for my suit, and then they'd be like, would you like to try our whiskey?
And then you'd leave without buying a suit.
Yeah.
If this is how you make your whiskey.
Hey, those buttons are fantastic.
What do I do with this bourbon?
Whatever you want
tasted
to.
it. Oh.
I told you. I haven't even tried
I think this would have been time. This would have been the time to introduce your Prilosec Factor ratings.
This isn't the worst of them, though.
It is.
Oh.
It is.
The third worst. The proof actually might make it the
it's
second
dead
best.
center. It's dead center out of 5. It's
The
number
proof
3.
just might make it better than...
Did you hear what I just said?
Yeah.
It's
The
the
proof-
exact middle of the 5. It's number 3.
I'll have a second sip of this.
The proof helps.
It's got a very hard chocolate malted barley finish.
Yes.
It's hot.
Which helps save it, but it is a hot
hot.
finish. It's a long, hot, lingering finish, kind of like Tyler's.
I might go number 2 with this.
That is that
I might
for
go
me.
number 2 after this.
Yeah.
This is not been a good day of bourbon, and I do not appreciate this.
Violated.
I do feel violated. I'm gonna have to show you on the bourbon bottle where you.
Have
touched
you
me.
ever drank some...
such bad things in one evening?
Yeah.
Never in my life.
I don't know. I had high expectations for this. I don't know why.
I did not.
But I felt like at least Tommy Boy was like, Dad, is that for me? No, son, that's for me.
I had high expectations because I thought I was bringing some bad stuff.
So you had high expectations that it was really going to be bad.
Yes, and I
In
think
that
it
sense.
met it.
So you had a different type of expectation.
Yes.
And you met that expectation.
Yeah, I was like, I'm
I
excited
think
to see
JD
if
and
this
I
is
had
really
the
this bad.
expectation that something in this might be a little hidden gem that we didn't know about, and we didn't get anything like that.
No, we got
So,
nothing.
like, and that makes sense why you thought, what is this doing in this mix? You know?
Yeah.
But that's also...
you'll find out here in a second.
Yeah.
Apparently. Go ahead and grab 2 more of those Bourbon Hunter glasses. See that right there? The one that's sitting in front
The
of you?
squatty potty.
Squatty potty.
I'm done with that.
There is. There should be one on my little thing right there, and then open the door. There should be one right inside the door. But wow, I don't. There's really the New Holland was the only one that was drinkable in this entire group, in my opinion.
Yeah. And drinkable.
Drinkable, not good,
Yeah.
but it was something I could drink and not be offended by. It was just average.
Yeah.
But it wasn't my cup of tea average. You're in the wrong room. Where are you? No. No. Those are dirty. They're not clean yet anyway. Over here. Hey. Yeah. There should be one on top and one inside the door. Yeah, this was not great. While he's getting the next one ready, we have one that would not be expected to be in this group that JD promises us is belonging to be in this group. So
He says it's bad.
Huh?
He says it's bad.
He says it's bad. Now, we haven't said what this is yet, but he says this is really bad. But while we're waiting on him, what I intend to do is a little bit of a reading from Manscaped. So we're going to go through and do a little a read-through of our latest Manscaped. So you found them. There you go. You got the right ones. So while I'm doing this, if you want to, pour that out.
Tyler, please, honors.
And don't pour it heavy because so far it's been so bad. So far so bad.
I brought a good one with me.
You did?
I brought a good bottle out.
Oh, that one. The Bigfoot?
Yeah.
Okay. So, that's just, so far it's been really, really bad.
Here you go, dude. You want to do the honors?
In a second, yeah. So what do we have coming up? What's the next holiday coming up for us?
We're golfing Friday.
That's not
Father's
what I
Day.
asked. There we go.
Father's Day.
Yeah. All right. So here we go. Fellas, blink if you haven't purchased a Father's Day gift yet. Yeah, we thought so. Today's episode is brought to you by Manscaped, the leaders in below-the-waist grooming. Maybe your pops has had a bush since the 70s, and that's okay. Our friends at Manscaped have crafted the total package for his special day. Whether it's the boys downstairs, his beard, or even the best pair of underwear out there, Manscaped has his bases covered. You know what? Start by upgrading that beard trimmer that your dad's been using since you were in grade school. Introducing the Beard Hedger Pro Kit, the complete beard maintenance kit for all the bearded kings. Just head over to manscaped.com and get 20% off plus free shipping with the code Bourbon Hunters. From daddy to zaddy, trust Manscaped. All right, that's the read-in. So what do you got here, JD? What'd you bring?
I brought the new label of Wild Turkey Rare Breed.
And
Let's
talk about your history with Rare Breed.
I have 4 bottles of the old label.
And you like them.
And, yeah, it's a go-to.
Always been a go-to for me as well.
And after trying this one, I'm going to be searching for more of that old label. I'm going to buy every single one I can find.
Yeah, because you don't think... So you think this is just
it's
a bad
very,
batch? Or do you think this is going to be the new direction?
I get a really heavy visceral reaction out of this.
All right, well, let's see if we get that after having the shit we just went through. That being said, do you think that this is just a batch that snuck through quality control, or do you think this is going to be the direction with the new label comes a new mash bill or not mash bill, but maybe a new flavor profile, or do you think the master taster has changed, or what do you think's happening here?
I'm hoping it's just a batch that got away from them.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping it's not
maybe the taster's
of the latter.
Day was off that day.
Yeah, I mean, something. Yeah.
How many times have you visited this bottle? Just one time?
Twice.
I was going to say, I mean, what's the likelihood of it? Maybe you had some Italian that day and had some garlic and it threw off your taste or something like that.
I do make a lot of Italian, but
because garlic will really throw off your profile.
Yeah. I don't think it was food.
You don't think so? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Well, let's nose it. I mean, already because of what we've already had, this is much better.
It's better.
The nose is a tremendous upgrade. So we're looking at a 3.6 on the nose.
At least.
All right, I'm going to dive in. The nose, I get your typical vanilla caramel type of thing on the nose, which is what I would hope to get. You are right. It does come off as very hot.
Man, it's disappointing.
This is pretty hot.
That's not. There's no flavor.
There's some vanilla underlying, but the heat overtakes it. The heat almost makes the flavor unrecognizable.
Yeah, and it's been open for a month.
What do you think, Tyler?
It's not
very hot.
Breed.
Pretty hot.
Yeah, this is interesting. You didn't get some weird single barrel rare breed somehow, or something.
I didn't believe Jason when I saw him do the comparison.
Oh, he did a comparison?
Yeah, he did. New label, old label. And I didn't believe it.
And he said the new label was not good?
I don't remember what his results were, but he said that it was different.
Yeah. Well, this is definitely different. Definitely a very, very strong finish that is very, very alcohol hot.
Yeah.
It's an ethanol finish that I generally don't enjoy.
Yeah.
It's like 116 proof, just like the other one.
But it tastes like it's 130 proof.
It's not good.
It's much more drinkable than the
Oh
rest
yeah,
of
this
these.
this is a 3.6 over the Zeppelin.
If you put the Appadam in front of me, I'm going to drink this.
If you put any of these in front of me, I'm drinking this.
Yeah.
If you put any of the 6 that we've had this evening, this is our 6th. This is the only thing I would choose.
I would add water to it.
Yeah, let's do that right now. Let's put a little splash. A little splash.
I like that twang. That's a little Shania Twain like.
Honestly, with sometimes the Old Forester barrel proofs, the reaction that they give me, like I would almost take this over some of those barrel proofs. I don't know what it is.
Well, you're also getting the benefit of coming off of 5 shitty whiskeys.
Yeah.
So, you know,
That's
it'll be
fair.
interesting to compare. And what's funny is the last few days I've been drinking some Russell's barrel picks.
There's a little toffee.
Open it up a little bit. Oh, that is much more enjoyable.
Yeah.
A lot of flavor on that one.
Yep.
It's almost like they just take it down by 2 proof points and it's much better.
Yeah.
That's actually not bad.
I might just put water in the bottle.
Yeah, just throw a little fucking splash in there.
A little splish.
And you'll be all right. Maybe a splish while you're at it.
Splish splash.
Yeah, this was not a good episode, man. I don't know what you were thinking. They may enjoy listening to us rag on these because
I don't like ragging on companies, though.
I don't either, and we're not ragging on the company because you never know. Their
Well,
next
I mean, they're the
bottle
ones
might
that
be
put
better.
them out.
Their next barrel might be better. Their next batch might be better. But what we're tasting today was absolute trash.
Yeah.
Absolute trash. Now, full disclosure, I'm not a big malted whiskey person, and I feel like every one of these things had a malted whiskey kind of flavor to them.
Sure.
Even though all of them said bourbon except for 2.
But all of them still had that
malted
taste.
single malt
So,
whiskey.
of these 5 that Tyler brought, like, I really enjoyed the middle of the Appadan. Like that cocoa.
Yeah.
Oh,
the
the middle
middle.
of your tongue.
Right.
But then
the rest of the experience was
finish
dog
so
shit.
harsh that
It
it just ruined it.
It was dog shit, yeah. Like the Zeppelin, it was really muted, but it had really nice fruity undertones.
Yeah.
The Laws was just trash.
I love that you're trying to bring some positivity to some of them.
The Koval is just, it should be dumped down the drain.
Yeah, I think they thought so too. That's why they labeled it the way they did. And I mean, it's honest. These were all terrible except for the New Holland. That was the only one that I could drink. The Zeppelin or whatever it was. And
Should I call it Cashmere?
yeah, or Black Dog or something.
Yeah.
Instead of White Dog.
Something cool. Yeah, right.
I mean, you're right about the Appadan. There was a very, very strong malted chocolate flavor, but then it immediately turned into nastiness.
But it reminded me of
Like,
like
I'm
being
not-
at the ballpark and getting the chocolate malt cup.
Yeah, but then smoking 5 cigars
How-
and waking up the next morning. That's how it finished.
Even with water, that rare breed's still off to me.
But it's still much better than it was.
It's more enjoyable, but it's... Sorry, Wild Turkey. Sorry, Eddie and
Bruce and Jimmy.
Bruce. You missed it on that one.
Yeah, that batch. I mean, they probably didn't even have a hand in that batch. Who knows? But
Yeah, this
Yeah.
all needs to be dumped down the drain.
yeah, we can have a whiskey dumping party after this if you want.
You want something good?
Yeah, I do, but I feel like I need to cleanse the palate first because I don't want any of that trash water.
I'm just going to rinse my glass.
Yeah, I'll do the same.
Just so you know, I pulled out one of Jason's Peerless picks.
Have you had any of these? You were here on the Peerless Day,
Yeah.
weren't you?
No,
Tyler?
the Ghost was ridiculous, but
Tyler,
this
you were here
one,
for that, right?
Yeah, of course.
That's right, because you asked all those questions that we had just answered. Forgot about that. There was four instances of them talking about something and you immediately asked
John
them the same
literally
question.
just got done. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a bad one. I mean, usually I'm good for 1, 2 an
I
episode.
think you were
that
distracted moving into your new house. You had a lot,
Yeah, a lot going on.
That is a big rinse. That is a big rinse. Do you have one of these glasses yet?
No, I don't think so.
Take that one.
Yeah,
with you then.
take it with you.
Hey, thanks for letting him know he can take one of my glasses. Thanks for offering that up for him.
You're
I appreciate
welcome.
You're such a good host at my house.
Yeah, take it with him.
Hey, anything else you want? I'm sure Shady can show you around.
I did show up before Dude got home the other day. I'm standing there at the door with like John Travolta in that meme, you know.
That's funny. All right, I'm going to pour some.
You
of this
beat him
out.
here?
Yeah.
I've done
Not
that a couple
today,
times.
but the other day he did. Yeah.
Yeah, dude walked in. I guess there's an open door policy.
Listen, where I grew up in my hometown, we didn't even ever, except for when we went to bed, we never shut the front door. We had a
Screen door.
storm door because it was never shut.
Front door's never shut either. Or back door's never shut either.
Well,
Probably.
now that I've grown up, my back door is always open.
Yeah.
But seriously, we always had an open door policy, and no one ever rang our doorbell. They would just walk in. That was all day long. From if it was during school time,
Especially family, they wouldn't even call.
it wasn't even family. It was just the next door neighbor kids and people like that. They were just walking in and out of the door all day long. And we'd be in the middle of dinner and people just walk in our house, and then they'd go sit in the living room, wait for us to finish dinner.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just how our house was. So if it was school year, then it would be as soon as like 4:30, 5 o'clock rolled around, people got done with their sports, people just start walking in our house. If it was summertime, it was from like 9 a.m. all the way up until like 8 p.m. that night, people just walking in and out. And we had a pool too, so like we always had the clingers on for the pool, but generally speaking, I mean, they'd hang around even if we didn't swim.
Yeah, we didn't lock our front door.
Yes, I
Growing
mean,
up.
we locked ours at night, but when we were home, we just left it open.
Oh,
and people
God.
walked in and out.
Have you ever listened to Sebastian Maniscalco, the comedian?
Oh no, never heard of him.
He's fun. he does that whole bit where he's talking about like back in the day when company would arrive, people make a big deal out of it, like, oh, the company is here, grab the fruit cake, bring it out, bring the coffee cake. And now he's like, now when somebody comes to the front door, dim the lights, hide.
Yeah, don't let anyone know we're here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get too much interaction online now, so that when people are really around, you don't want them around. I think, back in the day, there was no interaction. That was the only way you got news, people talking, found out about the next door neighbor, stuff like that. That's the only way you could ever have gotten Tyler out of his phone at that time.
I enjoy this, like, getting together.
Yeah, that's why we do this episode, or these podcasts. All right, so what do we have here? We got this Bigfoot bourbon. This is a Peerless pick from Mash and Journey. And this is the one that this is not the Ghost Barrel. This is the Bigfoot, right?
Yep.
So this is one of the two they picked, and one of the ones that went missing for a while, and finally found its way back to Jason and his club. But this one, if I remember correctly, they were both really good. But yeah, already on the nose, it's like, man,
Yeah.
this is like an explosion of flavor on just the nose.
Do you want to compare?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Those are going down the sink.
Yeah.
Those are.
I've never been so happy to
move on to something else, and
I've never seen so much left in dude's glasses.
Yeah.
and I don't have to drive anywhere.
Yeah.
I will be partaking in something this evening with my wife because this is not going to be this might be the last flavor in my mouth, maybe, but those will not be. That's for sure.
It's not going to be the last thing in your mouth.
Is it a Scott's
It
spreader?
won't be. No, but I still need to borrow that spreader for our date next week.
Yep. It's a double.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
So, sweet. Keeps my hands free. All right, so let's nose this. What do you get on the nose? I'm so glad my wife doesn't listen to this, and I'm so glad your wife does, and your wife
she
does
really
too.
doesn't.
Yeah.
Your wife does.
Yeah,
she doesn't.
she'll text me after an episode on Facebook, and she was getting sassy about your comments on the Mother's Day versus Father's Day.
Yeah.
I was like,
really?
Not like sassy, but just like, oh, guys and girls are built different. And I was like, I was saying the same thing. She's like,
Yeah.
I know you were. I'm adding tone to it. It was text, so I have
I don't know
I
if
have no idea what her tone was.
to add to that whole conversation now that Father's Day is coming up.
You're redeeming yourself.
The other thing too is like planning your significant other's day of like I feel like Mother's Day like the moms are usually like, oh, I want to do this and this and this. Father's Day, the mothers say, oh, we're gonna do this and this for Father's Day. Like
Neither time do the guys get the choice.
yeah, it's like oh, okay.
Well, so our conversations usually My wife always wants to do brunch on Mother's Day. Like that's with the family. That's her big thing. She wants to go have a brunch with the family on Mother's Day.
That's a good time too.
Yeah.
Who
No,
doesn't?
I get it. No, I'm not saying that's a bad idea. I'm just saying
Yeah.
that's generally what she wants to do. I generally don't want to do anything on Father's Day.
Yeah.
Like kids or no kids, either way. Usually, traditionally, until the last like 5 years or so, we've been on vacation during Father's Day. So I'm
Yeah.
already with the family. But she's always like, "Well, what do you want to do?" And I'm like, "I don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
I want to. If we're on vacation, I want to sit at the beach and I want to drink. I don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
Or if we're at home, I want to sit on the couch and I want to watch some golf or whatever the
You-
football.
You want no
U.S. Open.
responsibilities.
Yeah,
for that.
I want that day. I want to not have to think about doing anything.
Sure.
Because
Yeah.
and especially when they were growing up, I was coaching all the time.
Yes.
Every night was a take them to basketball, take them to baseball, take them to football, whatever, and then coaching, going to the gym, doing all this stuff, working my 9 to 5. I didn't want to do something.
Yeah,
else
you
that
wanna
night. I
do-
wanted to relax.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm celebrating being a father by having a day off.
We're going golfing.
Yep.
And I'm excited.
Is that our Father's Day gift to ourselves?
What
It's
do
a little
you-
early. Oh, you two are going golfing.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about this Friday for us.
Oh, no.
I didn't know you were referring to another.
Did you book a tea time?
No, I keep forgetting, but I got to do that.
Where? At your place?
No, I can't get one at my house.
No,
I
it's probably
so I was
Grandma's.
joking with my boss, and I was like, "So you think that around 11 a.m. you can get us on Pinnacle?" He's like, "I'm not even going to
Is
call."
Pinnacle
him.
one of your
He's
sister
He's
courses?
friends with the superintendent,
Oh, gotcha.
and he's like, "I had him until I said Father's Day, 11 a.m." He's like, "Not even going to call him."
Not,
Not,
even a chance.
not even going to ask.
Yep. And I wasn't going to ask for tartan because it's booked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're playing there Friday.
Oh God, that is good.
Yeah. You're going to like.
Yeah, we're gonna have fun. What you?
You've
It's
been
a-
there.
I'm talking
three
about
of
this. I'm
us.
talking about this. I've golfed there
yeah.
before.
Yeah, I know.
The three of us and Jason, and then Brett hanging out.
Yep.
It's gonna be fun.
So we're just gonna have an extra cart with us,
Yep.
driving and talking.
Yeah.
Red will have a good time.
He will.
This is good. I was talking about this bourbon, by the way.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. There's a lot. There's a.
That's.
I get a little bit of a coffee. Coffee bean almost like.
Ooh, there's a tart.
Tartiness is there.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah,
with this.
a baked like cherry tart.
Now this is already half empty. This bottle.
Well, I
Did you
grabbed
get
this
one of these?
because the go. I did not, and I'm mad. But
Yeah, you had
Don't
to be
be
on
mad,
these
get
quick.
glad.
They were both sold
They're
out pretty quick, I
gone.
think. And the rye sold out fast too. I think that sold out just after the Ghost, I think, and then the Bigfoot was last.
Jason said he was gonna let me get a Frey Ranch.
Yeah, when that opens up to the public,
Yes.
that's good. Yeah, I've heard the Frey Ranch is a good pick. He told me it was when we said when we told him they were going to be on last week. He was pretty big about singing their praises. Saying that their barrel pick was really good. Yeah, this is really good.
It's great. Great to end with.
Great to end with after the shit that we just went through. This is about the only thing that's going to prevent me from hating this episode altogether. So,
Yeah. What a good episode.
yeah, what a fucking great episode for them to listen to.
Yeah.
Not for us to live through. That was terrible.
Yeah. I love it.
What were your-
Nobody's gonna buy these.
What were your takeaways?
Do you think that you have any?
Bourbon as bad as this?
Yeah.
You have that one that we tasted.
That's it. That's it though.
I also have a Jephthah Creed
Yep.
that they sent to me sitting in there that I have not opened yet. We could open that, and
No thanks.
I almost meant to bring that out.
Is that the blue corn one?
It's Bloody Butcher corn.
Bloody Butcher.
Blue corn is Balcones.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
Balcones.
Texas.
Yeah, Texas.
Do you think you have a couple that are this bad?
So I blinded Jason, and he did it on one of his live streams. And it was an Echo Spirits bourbon barrel strength, and he wasn't happy about it.
Yeah, and he finished with it too, right? That was his
No, it
last
was the third one
out of
but,
4.
So I think I did myself a service because I placed that one right before my experimental rum finish.
Yeah.
Buffalo Trace Boo Rye.
Nice.
So
He
like
did.
that.
He did that blind on live.
Oh, he
Good
did
shit.
it live on his
Yep.
channel. Oh God.
Yep.
Oh God. That had to be a terrible reaction.
Well, no, I was very eclectic grouping of samples too. So like, I tried to think like, what is something that he's always saying I'm not going to get another one of, and like, so I gave him the Sonoma Woodford, and then I gave him a Sam Houston 15 to kind of throw it off a little bit, and then it was the Echo Spirits because they're local here in Columbus.
Yeah.
And
Had he ever had Echo Spirits before?
I don't think so.
I've never had it.
I know they're rye because I alluded to it when we were at Middle West, and they get their grain from Middle West for the rye.
Oh, yeah. The dark pumpernickel?
Yeah.
Interesting.
We should bring some samples Friday.
Yeah.
We
definitely.
already were.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I already planned on
I
it.
mean, thanks.
Thanks for the invite.
We're going to be together. What are you
No,
talking
I'm
about?
like inviting me to bring samples.
How many samples do we need? Are we getting plastered? Hey, I have a number that you can call.
If certain people are working in at the bar, I could probably score some drinks, like with Marcus and whatever. But so anyway, after that one, the Echo Spirits, which he just completely like trashed it. I did my experimental, which I aged myself in
Now,
my
when
garage.
he was trashing it, he didn't know what he was tasting yet.
No.
Right? Did he get like an envelope and pull out and see what they were afterwards?
I gave him a list, yeah, and he's like, and he was like cursing me, for even giving it to him. Like
That's so funny.
But he actually gave my experimental barrel a lot of high praise.
That's good.
He thought he really liked it, and then I finished it off with a Jacob's Pardon Hazmat 142 proof, 99% corn, 1% malted barley, and he was like dead on with all of them. He almost used it as like let me see if I still got it, and he got every single one pretty much on the money of like what it generally was. Nice. It was impressive.
Well, they're different enough that it probably would have been easy to figure out. Because like I think your experimental is very easy to pick out if it's in a lineup. Like it's good, but it would be easy to pick out because it still has like a little bit of youth to it, hidden by some rummy kind of sweetness, almost like a candy kind of, which is good.
And he said this nose is like straight up candy.
Yeah.
Does he do a nightly show?
Wednesdays.
He does Wednesdays, and then sometimes he'll do like a late night hang type of thing.
Sure.
Where people will jump on, and it's not officially. I don't know if it's officially like I think it goes through YouTube, but I don't think it's officially like his channel.
Yeah.
Like it's not going to be posted unless you're on his Patreon. Then
Yes,
you could go
correct.
back and watch the review.
He does special shows for members.
Yeah.
Does he drink nightly?
I assume he's a human like us.
Yeah.
I don't drink nightly.
I drink a nightcap every night.
Whatever, Tyler. The guy was like, "Oh, I want to bring some extra pours."
Yeah.
to
What
our-"
samples are you going to bring Friday?
Yeah, bring.
I don't know.
Tell us.
I actually just
Hey.
realized I don't have any sample bottles.
Hide those so they can't be those.
Yeah, I'm going to bring the 8-year. I'm going to bring. Hey,
That's
I would
so
start throwing. I would start teeing off towards
I
the golf
think
cart.
if each of us just brought one
and
sample,
I'd miss.
if each of us brought one sample, I'm going to bring the 8-year Middle West Spirits.
We should all bring a sample.
And then
It's of this,
Put
and
a
give it to-
separate one for Brett.
No.
For Jason. For
Sure, Jason.
Oh man!
So like all of ours are good, and then he's getting this every time.
Yes, and he's just like,
And we're
Give him the
oh,
Obadan.
and we're all like, "Oh, this is amazing!" And he's like, "This tastes terrible. What are you guys talking about?"
he's like, ugh. And we go on to the next one. He's just like, ugh.
And we're all like, "What are you talking about? This is amazing." We wouldn't be able to keep a straight face.
Oh, I wouldn't.
We would give away the surprise like one hole in. There's
So-
no way.
It's going to be a fun round.
Where do these rank compared to the brown water trash?
I think right in the same stratosphere.
Yeah, same dump.
I mean, they probably used the same
Mesh.
dumpster to get their water from,
The same barrel.
the same diaper.
They
to
leach the
filter.
water from the dump at
It's
71.
not charcoal filtered. It's dirty diaper filtered.
No, they leached the water excreted from the dump off of 71.
Yeah, like it just ran through the mountain, and then
If this stuff was a band, it'd be rancid.
That you're trying too hard.
Am I though?
That was
I don't know,
that was
Rancid.
that's not a good joke.
Oh,
That's not good. I think you gotta quit while you're behind.
that was good.
All right, so let's wrap it up. We're like Tyler doesn't have to do anymore, but you had a vasectomy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. I want to make sure I was correct on that.
Was
All
that
right.
your choice or Jillian's?
Not mine.
Not
No,
yours.
For
that's
sure.
Yeah.
It was collective.
License to cheat. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
No surprises on his side. If she's pregnant, we know who messed around.
Yep.
So if any pop up, it's previous.
No, but let's wrap this up. It is an hour and about 8 minutes into this, and sounds like the wife just got home, so it's time to wrap things up. So join us next week when we maybe finish off some of Tyler's anchors. I don't know, something.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, as long as it's not these,
No, they'll be good, but I don't know how they'll taste because some of them have been sitting there for a little bit.
they'll be fine.
Yeah.
They'll be fine. All right, let's wrap this up. Signing off, guys. See you next week. Thank you for joining us on yet another hunt for great bourbon. Please give us a 5-star review anywhere you are listening. But if you can't, leave some constructive criticism in the review so that we can get better at improving our show. Good reviews help us bring better guests on for your listening pleasure, not mine. But until then, sit back, grab a pour, kick up your feet, and enjoy some bourbon.